Hi everyone, let's talk about slides as mass movements. So slides occur when one entire consolidated massive block slides along a slip plane under the influence of gravity. So we can put these steps on the diagram over here. So let's draw a slope first. Something like this. What occurs is a slip plane develops. So a slip plane is what your mass is falling along. And it develops because maybe there's an area of weakness from multiple layers of rock, fault lines or cracks, maybe clay which is lubricated with water, anything that creates an area of weakness over here. And then because there's an area of weakness over here, this part will start to weaken as well because it wants to fall, so it wants to detach from this cliff at the back. So maybe you have an event of rainfall adding mass to it, maybe your vegetation dying, maybe over here undercut as well, because your slip plane may be exposed for weathering to occur or erosion to occur. Anything that causes your large mass to detach, and therefore your mass will fall along your slip plane. So this is your slip plane and it will fall along it. A block over here. And eventually when it reaches the ground, it will collapse and crumble. Most of the time. Like that. So that's your slide diagram. And you can put your labels if you want, your numbers. This is your slip plane developing. It detaches over here. And then it falls under gravity over here. So water content wise is relatively little as compared to maybe falls and stuff which have no water at all or very little water. Maybe some water is involved in creating the slip plane, adding mass to it, but it's not as fluid or requires a lot of water like flows or slumps. And its speed is also quite fast because it's under the influence of gravity. So here are the different types of slides that can occur. Rock slide is when rocks are sliding. Debris slide, landslide is basically this when large entire mass of your slope is falling. Rotational slide is essentially a slump, which we'll cover in the next video, where you have a rotational slip plane, a curved slip plane. But landforms over here, as you can see, a headscarp. A headscarp is kind of this exposed, very steep area. You can label a headscarp. This exposed, very vertical, steep area. Displaced mass. Sometimes this block over here, when it falls down, especially when your angle isn't very steep or maybe the slide is very small, your mass won't collapse into a crumble of mass like that, and will just retain its shape as a displaced mass from the top to the bottom, or it can just form a toe similar to this, where there's a collection of your debris that collapsed from your large mass before. So here's a real life example of a slide. The Goinsagon landslide on the 17th of February 2006 in the Philippines, where there was 1,126 deaths. So this sums out slides, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video.